guys, it's Megan and I am back to do part 2 of my Q&A. So I am so thankful for all of you guys sending in awesome questions, enough for me to do 2 videos. Like, that is just so cool that you took time to ask me thoughtful questions to get to know me better. I just really appreciate that, and to me it's like a huge compliment. So thank you for sending those in on my Instagram, and if you're not following me yet on Instagram, definitely follow me at megfish8. I do a lot more like interactive things with you guys, like voting what videos you want, what time you want videos, like all that fun stuff, and I just love Instagram. So definitely follow me there if you're not already. And I am just going to pick up where I left off at the end of part 1. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. I love that video. I just feel like it's one that I would rewatch because sometimes I like to rewatch my old videos. It's like a time capsule for me to just see what I'm like at all these different parts of my life since I've been doing this for 8 years. And yeah, so go check that out, and I'm just going to jump right in. So this is a great question. Jalen sent me 2 amazing questions. So her first was, what are some lessons you have learned in 2020 / advice you have gotten? So I think there's one like main thing that I have been like practicing through like life experience, and that is just trying to be in the moment. And I'm a person that I'm always thinking about the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Like before quarantine, I was always like, what's going on next weekend? What am I doing next month? Like there was always, what is the next thing? And I am like that still with like books, TV shows, like anything like that. Even when I'm currently reading something, I'm always thinking about what am I gonna read next? And I'm trying to just take it down a notch, just be present, enjoy the moment. And if you can hear like the crazy weather out there, we have been having terrible wind and now it's raining, so you might hear some crazy weather, but this kind of weather just makes me think of like I don't know, rain, like sounds always make me feel like calm. The wind being really bad does not make me feel calm. In terms of that, I feel like you should definitely do as I say and not as I do, because right now I just want to like always be doing stuff. But my mom was in this awesome meditation like class. They did it virtually for their employees, and the one thing that she told me that the like coach said to them was that we are human beings, not human doers. And I feel like we're always doing stuff and like giving, but we're never just like being and like enjoying the moment. Like sometimes of course we do, but a lot of the times we're just like doing and we're not like being. So that is definitely something I have just had come from like a lot of different directions in my life, especially this year, and like quarantine really has made me realize that even more. So I'm trying to be better at being present and just being, and it's something that is really hard for me to do. So that's something I've been working on this year. And then she also asked, do you enjoy reading or watching TV / movies more, and why? So a year ago, I would have definitely said TV and movies, like especially TV. I have just been so into TV over the past, like ever since my freshman year of college. I was like all about TV and movies. I love movies, but I really was like always watching a show, binge watching shows like every single day and week, and it was like one of my main hobbies was to watch different TV shows. And I still like watching TV, and it definitely has a place in my life still. Like right now I'm watching Little Fires Everywhere. I'm so behind. I like waited till all the episodes came out so I could binge them, even though I'm only watching like 2. I've only watched like 2 or 3 so far. So I'll probably finish that over the weekend. But it's, to me, like TVs and movies are completely different than reading. To me, reading, since I've gotten back into it and I'm like obsessed, reading is so much more like relaxing to me. I got a question on one of my vlogs that was like, how do you read so much? Like, how do you like just like wind down with it? And I don't know, like to me reading is relaxing, and I know to some people it's probably like work to read, but to me it's just so relaxing, and I just get like, I don't know, all cozy, and I just love like physically holding a book. Like I am not a person that can read on like a tablet or anything like that. I just really love a physical book, and I read so much as a kid, so I feel like it's a comfort thing. Like I just really enjoy it. And then TV and movies, it's also like comfort, but it's like different. I don't know what I like more or anything. I like both. Right now I would say I enjoy reading more, but I will always love movies and TV shows. So that's basically like a non-answer, but that's my answer. Okay, wow, we still have so many questions. Okay, I got so many like weird messages through my Instagram stories that are like, you won an iPhone 11 and stuff. So I don't know if this is one of those weird messages, but it says show your last photo on your phone. So the last photo that I have is this Instagram picture that I took of my work from home essentials. So it's like my colorful pens and my notepad, the Fresh Mint Rush lip treatment. I was doing like a post for them, and then the Ghirardelli Sea Salt Soiree chocolate, which is like my favorite chocolate. So that is the most recent picture on my phone. I have like tons because I take a lot of different shots until I'm satisfied. So that is the most recent photo on my phone. Leora asked me, how do I stay positive? Love you. Aw, thanks, Leora. I feel like this is such a hard question for me to answer, and it kind of ties in with another question that I got, so I'll just say that question also. So the other question that I feel like is related to this is, what is an assumption people make about you that is totally wrong? So I don't want to like compare those questions, but to me, and Leora didn't ask this, but like some people think that I'm just always happy and always positive, and that is totally wrong. Like we all portray ourselves online and in real life how we want to be perceived, and I definitely have negative moments. I have had very negative moments. I have had depression. Like I am not completely happy or positive all the time. And so that is definitely something I've struggled with, that assumption about me for most of my life. And it's something that most people wouldn't even think is like a sensitive subject, or like a thing that someone would take offense to. Like if someone's like, wow, you're always so happy, like that is not like a mean thing to say, but it is hard when people are like, why aren't you happy? You're always happy. Like that was something that I was told a lot when I was like middle school and high school. Like if I wasn't happy, people were like upset with me that I wasn't happy, because I am just like known as like a happy person, and I'm glad that I have that like reputation or whatever, but it is sometimes a lot to live up to when people just expect you to always be happy. And like I mostly am happy, and I have a very blessed life, and I am just so fortunate, and I am like happy or like in a positive mood a lot of the time. But that is something that I think people can perceive incorrectly. Like I am definitely not happy all the time. Like, and with positivity, and in like relation to answering Leora's question, like how do I stay positive, like a lot of the time it's a choice. Like, to me, it is like a lot of factors go into that, and like your life experience obviously affects how you are and how positive you can be or you want to be, because if you're just like ripped down constantly, it would be really, really hard to be positive. But I have been fortunate to have people that lift me up, and not all the time, of course. We've all dealt with people that try to tear us down, but I have just always kind of been a more positive than not positive person. And now more than ever, like in the past, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, after I went to therapy, after being extremely, extremely depressed, after a serious car accident and a relationship ending, and just like a lot of like earth-shattering things in my life, I was just extremely depressed. And I went to therapy, which was one of the best decisions of my life, even though I didn't keep it up for very long. I only went for like a few months. But it really was a game changer for me, and it wasn't like an instant change in my thoughts, but over time it's definitely been something that I've thought back on, like, wow, that was like a turning point for me when I really started to think like bigger than just myself and not be so like caught up in my own thoughts and my own worries and like fears and just negative thoughts that I would dwell on so much and just like bring myself down to like the worst point in my life. And when I had that like change of how I thought about things, it changed everything. It made me so much more positive. It got me out there. I got a job at school and I had these awesome mentors as my bosses, and it was just like all these things like led to being more confident, being more positive. And of course I struggle with that still sometimes, but more often than not, I am a pretty positive person, and I'm thankful that all of the like bad things happened in my life when they did, because they led me to become even like more, I don't know if confident is the word, because I definitely still struggle with self-confidence, but it's led me to put myself out there more and try to be like a good example, and like I want to be the person people think that I am. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like people have high expectations of everyone, and we should have high expectations of each other. So I always try to strive to be what people like want me to be, and I don't know if that would work for everyone, but for me, like, that just makes me push harder to be more positive and everything. But I am not always positive, especially when I'm cooking. I get so upset at myself and I'm like, this sucks, no one's gonna want to eat this, it's disgusting. And I don't know why it all comes out when I cook, but I just get so frustrated and like down on myself. So that's something I have to work at, but I don't know if that helps answer that question, but it's a long lifetime of getting to this point, and I do try to be positive, but yeah, I'm not always positive. So there's that. Josie asked me what my favorite book series is. I honestly haven't really read any book series, I don't think. Like, I'm currently going through the Harry Potter audiobooks, which I would say is probably my favorite book series at this point, because it's just amazing. Like, I just think it's so incredible that J.K. Rowling knew the end of the story like when she began the story, and that just makes the whole story so cohesive throughout all the books and all the details. Like, you can just add them all up and see, like, even at the beginning she knew how it would end, and that is just crazy to me. It's so impressive. And so I would say Harry Potter is probably my favorite book series. Oh, I also read To All the Boys I Loved Before, which I enjoyed, but I would definitely not say it's my favorite book series, and I'm so like not wanting to watch the second movie that Netflix did of those books into movies, because the second book is by far my favorite and the best book. And I just feel like they always ruin it when they adapt it. So I haven't watched that yet, but I don't know. It's not my favorite book series, but it's definitely a good one. I read The Hunger Games when they came out, like when I was in high school, and those were super good. I much preferred the books over the movies. And yeah, I don't really think I've read many book series. So if you guys have suggestions on that, let me know, because that I think would be fun to like keep up with a book series, and every time it comes out, like you get excited. So Harry Potter, I would say, is probably my favorite book series. Danielle asked, are you liking your hair a bit longer? It's been looking so good lately. Oh, thanks, Danielle. But yeah, I've been letting it grow out, and this is probably the longest it's been in many years. Like, I haven't had long hair since I was in elementary school. And even still, my long hair was like down to here. So I never really had long hair. I always pretty much had it like shoulder length. So it has been fun to have a little bit longer hair, and I get the itch to cut it every now and then, but I'm kind of just enjoying growing it out and seeing what the longer hair life is all about. So to me, this is long hair. I know this is like really short hair for a lot of people, but yeah, I'm liking it a little bit longer these days, but who knows when I'll just be like, because that day will definitely come, probably sooner than later. Okay, so I got a bunch of questions about dating. Oh my gosh. So I love this question. What's going on with dating? It's been a minute, girl. Yes, it has. So I am like so scared of dating. Like, literally, complete honesty, I am terrified. I have been putting it off. I do not want to do it. I am so scared. And I know that that's just like, why am I such a chicken? But I really, really am. When it comes to dating, I am so terrified, and I haven't dated many people. Obviously, it hasn't worked out to this point, but I've like dated people for like longer spans of time. Like, to me, like 2 years is a pretty long span of time. So both of my like serious relationships were about 2 years, and then I have like big chunks of time in between each relationship. And one, I'm scared. I'm not actively looking. I haven't used dating apps because those scare me even more than anything. And I'm just a baby. I'm a wimp. I don't want to be hurt again. And yeah, so I feel like I'm ready at like, I don't know, it's like I would like to have someone, but I don't really feel like super compelled to go out of my way to look for someone. So there will definitely become a point, just like cutting my hair, there will definitely become a point where I'm like, enough is enough, this needs to happen. But at this point, I have not gotten there yet, and quarantine definitely doesn't make me feel like I will get anywhere with trying. So it's just one more reason to put it off. So I know that's bad. I'm just, I don't know, just not like a dater. I don't like dating. Like, I like being in a relationship. I don't like dating. So I just want to get to the relationship part. And yeah, so it definitely has been a minute. Don't worry, I definitely agree. Okay, Lissabug asked me, what do you do for work, and has it been an easy transition to work at home? So I feel like I always just talk about work and I never say like what I do, but if you've watched my videos in the past, you probably know, but I work in digital marketing, and I work for a really, really fun company. I never say where I work, but it's somewhere really cool. And I love digital marketing. It is like the perfect combination of my skills of like being analytical and also being creative. And in the past year, I've really like transitioned more into like project management, which is ironic because my dad is a project manager and he has been like his whole career. So it's kind of a great job if you're kind of bossy and you like things the way they are and how you do them. Project management just came really naturally to me, and so I just kind of started doing it last year, and so I've been like slowly moving more towards that, and I'm at like the entry-level position of our department, and I hope soon I'll be getting a title change, but things are just really weird with like quarantine and stuff, so I'm just thankful to have a job. But hopefully I will become like a higher role in our department, because I love my boss, I love our team, and I really love what I do. I set up social media paid ad campaigns, so ads that you see on Facebook and Instagram, people set those up and they like target consumers based on interests and stuff, and so I do that work, which is one of my favorite like parts of my job. I love setting up those campaigns and seeing like the behind the scenes of advertising. I build emails for our company, so like consumer facing emails, like e-commerce emails and content emails. So that has been really fun, and one of the main things that I project manage. Yeah, I do like a bunch of random stuff, so it's definitely a fun job. I really enjoy it, and I'm just very fortunate that like it was easy for me to transition into working from home, which was the second part of Alyssa's question. And I know not everyone has that luxury of having a job that like really works for working from home, and I do all my work on my computer. I haven't like printed a piece of paper at this job, like other than an invoice to sign. So it's just a really like perfect fit for working from home when it is completely digital. And yeah, so I love my job. I love the digital marketing space, and I feel like digital marketing is like the future of marketing. So I mean, it's the present, but it's also like more and more will all be digital, and I just think that's really cool to be in an industry that is always like evolving. So, and I obviously do YouTube, so that has been fun when I've got to work on YouTube campaigns for our company, to see that back end of like whitelisting influencers, which is like approving that your ads can be run on their pages. So like sometimes I'll watch, just for an example, Sierra Schultze is sometimes sponsored by Fabletics, and then in her commercial breaks it's Fabletics, and they whitelist certain influencers that are like approved to have their ads run on their channel. So it's just really cool. Nothing is a coincidence. Like, you are definitely tracked by your cookies to have ads like served to you. So it's like psychology, marketing, like it's everything. I just love it. Okay, another Harry Potter question. Thoughts on Harry Potter so far? So I finished the third audiobook yesterday, and it was phenomenal. They all are phenomenal. I just can't get enough of it. It's so magical, and I feel like it's, to me, better in a way because I know the story and I can pick up on little clues. So it's kind of like, I don't know, appreciating all those details that aren't in the movies, because I've seen the movies like a bunch, but I never read the books, and so it's just a whole new experience, and it's so fun. So I'm loving it. Lisa asked me, are you going to go on dating apps anytime soon, like after quarantine? So I'm terrified, as mentioned. I literally don't know where to start. I don't want to start. And so yeah, I think someone else asked me, yeah, are you doing any online dating during quarantine, and advice on the best site? I honestly don't know, girl. I am so sorry. If anyone knows what the best site to use is to not get douchebags, like please tell me, because I just want to like weed through all the like clutter and like bleh guys and just like find someone good. And I'm like, that's probably Match.com or something, and I'm just like too scared to take the plunge. So if you guys know what the best dating apps are, please help us out, because there's clearly a few of us that need to know. Kaylee asked me, do you want to go back to OCMD? Of course. I want to go to OCMD pretty much more than anything. Like, if it were up to me, I would just go to OCMD right now and just live out quarantine in Ocean City, but that is not really a good option right now. It's not really smart to do that. And I don't even know if you could rent anywhere right now, but once this is all over and I can go to Ocean City, you best believe I will be there and I will be vlogging and it will be amazing. So I really, really hope we can get to OCMD this summer. And if I can, I will definitely go like a few times because it's just my favorite place to go over the summer. Alicia asked me, what is my favorite foreign film besides Parasite? So Parasite is an amazing foreign film. If you haven't watched it, we've watched it, or I have watched it 3 or 4 times. We've watched it with my family like twice, and it's just amazing. It is definitely my favorite foreign film, but that is because I've really not seen that many foreign films. And I saw Roma, which was also amazing. I saw that for the Oscars 2 years ago. And I feel like the Oscars always open my eyes to like movies that I wouldn't have watched before. And both of those movies, I was like wanting to see them because they were nominated for Oscars. So Roma is really good. I really can't think of other foreign films that I've watched other than Your Name is a really, really beautiful like anime movie. I don't know if that's like the right terminology, but it is a beautiful movie. I've watched that a few times with Rachel and that was really good. So, oh, Ponyo, that one's really good as well. That one's a little bit weird. Oh my gosh, Kiki's Delivery Service, that one is really great. I'm thinking of all these all of a sudden. But like other foreign films, I really haven't watched very many. So if you guys have recommendations on foreign films, please let me know because I'm definitely like way more open to watching foreign films, especially after Parasite. Like, it is just the most amazing film ever. So yeah, let me know what's good. Caitlin asked me, can we have brunch when quarantine is over? I miss you. I miss you too, Caitlin. I love seeing you and your kids on social media. Oh my gosh, it's the best. Maggie asked me, what is something you were told when you were younger and didn't believe but now do? And she said, I always heard that time flies, never felt that until my 20s, and now it's going too fast. So true. Like literally you always hear adults say when you're growing up, like time flies, like enjoy it while it lasts, like stuff like that. And you're just like, what? Like every day is so long. Like in middle school and like some years in high school, I was just like over it. I just wanted to move on with my life and it felt like every day was an eternity. Now it's like, how is it 2020? Like, it just feels like it was like 2018 or like 2014 even. Like, it is impossible that time is flying this fast. And that is like, I would say that is probably my answer, that I did not believe that at all when I was younger, that like time flew so fast. Like even when I worked at my first job out of college, like my first like office job, my boss, oh my gosh, I loved her, Beth, she was amazing. And she was like such an amazing friend and mentor to me. And so I was like so much younger than her, and so she would give me like advice and stuff. And she would say like, life flies, like enjoy these moments. And I would always be like, oh my gosh, time like doesn't seem to be going that fast. But it does. Like if you are younger than like 24, I feel like you don't even know because I did not know. And it definitely changes really, really quickly. So time definitely flies. You're not an old granny if you think that. It is so true. It is crazy. So I guess I didn't really add anything to your question. I basically said what you said, but I definitely agree with you. Okay, do you use a powder on your face after foundation, or do you like to leave it without powder? So today I'm actually not wearing powder. So I'm using Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I really love, except that when I have like I have a hair on my chin. I don't know where it is. I have a pump on my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and today when I went to like squeeze it, it freaking exploded all over my sweatshirt, and this is like brand new. Like, this is the first time I'm wearing this sweatshirt, and so now it's like on like the shoulder and it's on like the main part of my shirt. Even though I literally like got a Tide pen and I was like trying to get it out, and I used like soap and water, and then I washed it in the washing machine. Like, even doing all that, it still stained my freaking shirt. So anyway, be careful with Estee Lauder double wear. But I feel like with this, and I feel like my camera's like a little bit, there we go, the lighting was just a little weird. My skin still gets a little glowy with this foundation, but I like it. I like being a little glowy. And over the past, I don't know, few months, I've worn more powder like over my Herborian CC Red Correct, because that is a very, very like hydrating foundation product, and I can look very greasy while I wear that. But if I set it with some powder, it definitely helps me not look like as greasy. So I prefer not wearing powder because I don't like it. I don't like adding more stuff onto my face, but definitely with certain products I do use powder. So with Estee Lauder Double Wear, don't really use powder, but with like glowier foundations, I sometimes do. It just depends, but I don't prefer it. Okay, and then the last question is, how is working from home going? What do you miss most about going out shopping or socializing? So, working from home has been good. It's not like my favorite thing ever. I'm literally glancing over because I have my work computer there. I didn't put it away. Usually I put away my work computer at the end of the day so I don't have to think about it, but I forgot to put it away. So it's okay. I don't prefer working from home like overall, but it's like not that bad compared to like other people's work situations. So I definitely think working from home is a great option. I don't want to do it all the time, but it's going okay. And then what do I miss most about like being in this weird quarantine situation? It's just like the freedom to go places. I used to just go places all the time. Like, I would just drive around, and like after work I might like go to Target, or I might like pick up Starbucks, and sometimes I would take some over to Caitlin's house and see her, and like just that freedom. Like it's both. It's like shopping and socializing, and I am definitely a homebody, so I didn't do a lot of socializing in general, but just like seeing people and like being able to just like visit someone when you want to, that is definitely really hard to just not be able to do that all of a sudden. Like, my best friend Alyssa has been home for like, this is our 7th week, and I haven't been able to see her at all because her family is very, very concerned about the coronavirus. Like, we are definitely very like aware and concerned and wearing masks, like not going anywhere unless we have to, but her family like barely has left the house this entire time, so we haven't like physically seen each other at all, other than like FaceTime and stuff. So that is really hard and weird, and I can't wait till it's over. And Caitlin lives like 5 minutes from me, and I have only seen her like 2 or 3 times, and it's just weird. So I definitely miss socializing the most, but just that freedom to just go somewhere after work or go to work in general, like it's just so weird. And like, I hope we never have to live through this again, because once this is over, we are all going to be just so much more appreciative of those things that we never thought twice about. Like, I never thought twice about just like going over to see my friend or going to see my grandparents or something. Like, I miss my grandma so much and feel so bad that she's alone during this, and it's just really, really hard. So definitely number 1 would be like socializing, spending time with family, but then also just like being able to go places, do some shopping, and just like go and do and see and be. So that is it, you guys. That was my super awesome long Q&A part 2, and I just really appreciate you guys asking me these questions. I thought it was so fun chatting with you guys about stuff that I like don't really always get to talk about on my channel, or I don't choose to talk about on my channel. And yeah, so that was just really awesome, and I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I like have all my pillows like set up so I can be like relaxed. But yeah, so that is it. I'm going to go and cook some dinner and hopefully not feel like it sucks and that it won't taste good, because literally almost every time I cook, I'm like just bashing the food and it is like not a fun experience for my family. So I'm gonna try to be positive about whatever I cook tonight. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and caring enough to ask me questions. That is just so cool. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye!